Hello, my name is Keith Perry. I have an opportunity to work for RTDS Truck Driving School, and they've asked me to make this video with the pre-trip. We're going to be going through in-cab with the brake test. We're also going to be going through the complete pre-trip on the outside of the vehicle. I hope hopefully this helps you out in your preparation for getting for your CDL. Good luck to you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you very much. When you enter the truck, you need to make sure you have 3 points of contact at all times. It's the only safe way to enter and exit the truck. You'll have 2 hands and 1 feet, or 1 hand and 2 feet at all times as you enter the truck. When you exit the truck, where you place your toe is all the difference. To get out frontwards is an unsafe act, and it's an auto fail on your test. You want to make sure that when you get out, instead of putting your toe away from the truck, point your toe forward, and it'll be natural to get out with 3 points of contact. That's the proper way to enter and exit the cab of your truck. Okay, the in-cab, we'll start with the seat belt. The first thing you do on your seat belt is you check it for rips and frays. We want to make sure that the seat belt holds the driver in place, that it is snug and secure and holds the driver. Then we'll start at the outside and work our way across. We'll start with our mirrors. Our mirrors are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're clean. They're adjusted to the driver. We're looking at the driver's mirror, but we're in reference to all of the mirrors. From here, we're going to come over our air horn and city horn. The windshield is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal stickers. Check your wipers and washers. Our wiper and washers work. We can hear the washers trying to pump. Apparently, we need to have maintenance check for some fluid in our washers. From there, we're going to come down to our lights, our light indicators on the dash. Left turn signal, right turn signal, our 4-way flashers, and our high beam indicator. The high beam icon saying our high beams are working. From there, we're going to go to our gauges. For this, we're going to have to do a safe start. To do a safe start, we're going to make sure we're in neutral, push in the clutch, turn the key on, cycle our gauges. The safe start allows the computer kick in and to know what's going on, and it also allows the fuel pump to pressurize the system, so when we start the engine, it will start right up. We'll be able to start it. We're going to check all the gauges on the dash. We're going to work from the left and go to the right. We're going to start with our water temperature gauge. Our water temperature gauge should be rising to the proper level between 180 and 200. Our oil pressure is between 20 and 50. When it's under pressure, you may be 35 to 40 or 75. Our voltage meter, we want between 12 and 14 volts. We're going to come across, we're going to check, come over to our primary and our secondary air tanks. Our operating range for the air is between 100 and 125. Later, we will find the governor cutoff 125 to 140. Okay, your other gauges on the dash, your axle temperature, your transmission temperature, and your oil temperature, the operating range there is all 150 degrees. That's pretty much standard for those gauges. Then we're going to go to our defrost. We're going to turn all the gauges over, put our hand in the dash to make sure we have air flowing through the defrost. We're going to put it on the feet. Put your hand under the foot, make sure we have air flowing through the feet. Now we can turn it all off since it's summertime and we don't want to overdo it in the cab. That completes our in-cab inspection. The brake test is a very important part of the test here. As soon as we get to the governor cutoff, we'll be able to start our brake test. The first part of the brake test is the application brake test. We're going to be holding, that was our governor cutoff. That's our cue to get started with the brake test. Okay, we're waiting for the 120 to 140 for the governor to cut off. When we hear the governor cut off, then we'll be able to start the brake test. What the brake test is going to consist of, first off, we're going to do the application brake test. We're going to be holding the brake pedal down for 1 minute. In that 1 minute, we do not want to lose more than 4 psi, 4 pounds per square inch. That was the governor cutoff. Did you hear it? Okay, at this point, we're ready to start. We're going to put it in a low gear, release the brakes, turn off the key, get off the clutch, get off the brake, turn the key back to the on position. When our gauges have cycled, then we're ready to start the application brake test. We're going to hold the steady pressure on the brake pedal for 1 minute. It's up to the student to count the 60 seconds. In this minute, we don't want to lose more than 4 psi. Okay, if a minute was up, we'd be letting off the brake. At this point, the next part of the test is our low air indicator light. We're going to pump the brake down before we get to 60. We want our low air light and buzzer to turn on. We're roughly 70, which is a good point for the low air indicator light, as long as it's above 55, 60 to 60 psi. Okay, the next part of the test is our spring brake pop out. We want our trailer brake, which is the red, to come on approximately 40. The trailer, which is yellow, approximately 20. If they come on at the same time, that'll be fine. So we're going to bleed it down, waiting for our air brakes to pop on. Okay, they both popped. Being that it's a test situation, we're going to go ahead and turn off the vehicle, put it back in neutral, turn on the key, cycle the gauges. After the gauges are cycled, we're going to do a safe start. We're going to make sure we're in neutral, double check, let off the clutch, our brakes are set, so we're ready to build up our air pressure so we can go on with the rest of the test. At this point, we're going to rev it up to 1,000 RPM. We're going to keep it at 1,000 RPM so it'll build up a little pressure a little faster. Once we get to a governor cutoff, then we'll be able to go complete the rest of the test. Okay, we've got our governor cut, our lower indicator light and buzzer have turned off. We're just waiting for the governor cutoff. Do not use your cell phone. Don't touch your cell phone anytime during your test. It's an automatic fail and we don't want to play that game. And there's our governor cutoff. We're ready to start the next half of the test. The next portion of the brake test is the tug roll. We're going to put it in fourth gear. We're going to release the trailer brake. We set the trailer brake, leave the truck released. Now we're testing the truck brakes. We're going to gently let off the clutch and tug on it. Okay, it passed the test. We're going to go from here. We're going to put in the yellow, pull out the red. Now we're testing our trailer brakes. We're going to test the trailer brakes, see if they stay in place. I'm going to hit it twice just for good measure. Okay, we did not roll. Now the roll test, I'm going to push in both brakes, put my fingertips on the wheel so that I'll be able to feel if the wheel moves at all. We're going to roll forward at 5 miles an hour. I'm going to clutch and brake it. It passed the brake test. Our steering wheel did not move left or right. It passed the test fine. We're going to start by unlatching the hood on the passenger side. As we approach the vehicle, We're looking for our lights, our leaks, and our leans. We want to make sure that all of the lights are properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, that they're all intact, they're the proper color. Our clearance lights and marker lights are all amber. Our headlights are clear. Our fog lights are clear also. We're looking for any leans. A lean would indicate broken suspension, would indicate that we're parked in a pothole or that our load has shifted. We're looking for leaks. Underneath, we're looking for leaks. The leaks, we're looking for oil, fuel, power steering, or coolant. If you find any leaks, make sure you get that corrected before you operate the vehicle. Now, when we get under the hood, we're going to be pointing to or touching every item we need to talk about, making sure that we know what we're looking at here. So we'll unlatch the hood on this side. We're checking both sides of the truck, making sure it's clear, there's no people around. To make sure, we're going to holler clear as we open the hood. Clear. We pull it down. We're going to start on the passenger side over here. We're going to start with starting at the top and working our way down. We have our coolant reservoir properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's not leaking. We want to make sure we're in the proper level in our between minimum and maximum. As we come down, we're coming down to our alternator, which is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We want to make sure our lines, our cords are not no contamination, no debris, that they're tight. The alternator is belt driven. We're looking at the belt to make sure it's properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no rips, tears, no signs of debris, and no more than 3/4 of an inch of play when you pull it in the center. If we come down, we have our water pump. Just below the alternator is the water pump. The water pump is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's not leaking. It is also belt driven, the same belt as the alternator here. We have our lower radiator hose, properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. It connects to the bottom of the water pump. Comes into the water pump up here. We have our dipstick and our filler tube. We're going to check our oil level by pulling out the dipstick, pulling it out, wiping it off, reinserting it, pulling it back out a second time to check our level to make sure that we're between the minimum and maximum. If we need to add oil, we'll add it at the filler tube here. We're going to check our exhaust system. Our exhaust pipe is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We're going to check it every 4 to 6 feet to make sure there's no soot trails, carbon or soot trails. We want to make sure that it's secure all the way through, that there's no leaks. Coming back around, let's go to the driver's side over here. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. We're up at the top here. We're looking at our lines, all of our engine hoses, properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks on our airline or our radiator, our lines. We're checking our power steering compressor. We're checking our air compressor, which is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The fittings are not loose or missing, that they're all secure. It's not leaking. It is gear driven. Our power steering pump is right below it here. Our power steering pump is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's also gear driven. It's not leaking. Our power steering hoses, our high pressure and low pressure return line are all properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're not leaking. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. Our power steering reservoir is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's between minimum and maximum. We'll pull off the cap and fill it if it's low. Okay, coming out to our steering column is properly mounted secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No excess play. Our U-joint is not loose or missing. No missing hardware. Comes into our power steering gearbox, which is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We're not missing any hardware, and it's not leaking. That brings us to our pitman arm, drag link, upper and lower control arms, and our tie rod, which are all properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're held in place with castle nuts and cotter pins. The rubber bushings are not worn or missing, and our cotter pins, we don't have any missing hardware. There's no visible cracks or breaks in the system. We have our front spring hanger, which is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's secure to the frame. Our leaf and our rubber bushing is not worn or missing. Our leaf spring is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's not out of alignment more than 1/4 of an inch. That would indicate a broken leaf. Coming back, we have our U-bolts, which are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're held in place with 4 locking nuts, which are also properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our shock absorber is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and it's not leaking. The rubber bushings on the top, or on the bottom and on the top, are not worn or missing. The shock absorber is mounted securely to the frame. The frame has no illegal holes or welds or bends or twists in the frame. Your rear spring hanger is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It is rubber bushings are not worn or missing. We have our air lines and fittings go into the brake system. Our air lines and fittings are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're not leaking, and there are no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. Our brake chamber is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. On the chamber, we need to make sure we check that it's mounted securely to the bracket, that the clamp, the bolt holding the clamp in place, is not loose or missing, that it's not leaking, and there's no dents in the brake chamber. Coming off the brake chamber is your push rod and slack adjuster. You need to make sure that your clevis pin is properly mounted and secure, and is held in place with a cotter pin. Your slack adjuster, when pulled by hand with the brakes released, and pulled by hand, you get no more than 1 inch of play on your push rod. Coming into the tire, we have our brake drum. Our brake drum is properly mounted and secure. On the drum, we're checking for 6 different items. We want to make sure there's no contamination, no debris, no illegal holes or welds, no dents, and no cracks more than half the width of the friction surface. Your brake shoes are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Your shoes are not, there's no contamination or debris, and they're not worn dangerously thin. Let's work at our inner and outer tire walls. Our inner and outer tire wall is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. Our tire tread is no less than 4/32 of an inch, and in any major groove, there's no tread showing. There's no chunks of rubber out. We don't have any threads, any of the threads or fibers showing in the sides. There's no rips in tires in the sidewalls. Our rims are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal holes or welds in the rims. Our lug nuts are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're all present. On the lug nuts, we're looking for 5 different things. We're looking for rust trails, metal shavings, distortion, discoloration, or shiny threads that would indicate that the lug nuts are cross-threaded. None of which are a good thing. We're looking for our outer wheel seal. If it was leaking, we'd have oil in here. We're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, not leaking. To check the oil in our wheel seal, we'll have to pull this rubber plug out, dip our finger in. If we touch oil, we're in good shape. Our valve stem is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It has a dust cover. With the dust cover on, we can check our tire pressure. We can add it if we need to. We want to make sure that it's at the proper level according to either the company or the display on the tires. We want to make sure it's the proper level. Okay, we've finished under the hood. We're going to go ahead and close the hood and carry on with the rest of the pre-trip. Clear! Okay, let's start with our marker light, left turn signal, four-way flasher. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The proper color is amber and it's clean. Come up to our driver's mirror, which is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and it's not loose or missing, and it's they're clean. Over here we're checking our windshield, making sure our windshield is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal stickers. We have the proper tension to the windshield with our wiper blades. Our wiper blades are not dry rot or missing. They're all in good shape. Okay, on the driver's door. The driver's door is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The hinges support the weight of the door. The latches inside and out will open the door. Our windows roll up and down properly. We have a rubber seal all the way around on the inside of your door, which is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's not dry rot or missing or ripped or torn. Our fire extinguisher is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's charged to the green. Inside we also have reflective triangles. Our reflective triangles are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and they're not missing. We also need spare fuses. Our fuses are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They'll be either in the glove box or in the cab. If you have circuit breakers in your truck, you won't need extra circuit breakers, but if you have the fuses, you need at least 6 extra fuses to replace any fuses that blow out. We're going to check our fuel tank. Our fuel tank is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's held in place with static straps, and our fuel tank, our cap, is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It has a rubber seal and a safety chain. Our fuel system, our fuel tanks are not leaking. Our fuel lines and fittings, are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're not leaking. When we come over to our battery box, our battery box is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's secure to the truck. The batteries are secure inside. There's no contamination, no debris on top. We have the proper level, fluid level in the batteries, and they're all clean. Okay, we've come to the back of the tractor. We have our 4 reflective triangles, our 4 reflective strips up at the top. They're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're not missing. We have our utility light, which is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It works properly. We have our Lines and Pigtails, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're secure. Our pigtail is secured with a safety latch. In here we have 4 pins. We want to make sure that the pins are not bent or missing, and that there's no contamination or debris inside the socket here. We want to make sure that our air lines are not dangling or twisted or dangle or touching the frame or the catwalk. The frame and cross members on the trailer are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no bends, twists. There's no illegal holes or welds in the frame and cross members. Our catwalk is properly mounted, secure. It's clear of debris. Our steps, going up to the driver's step, our steps are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and they're clean and clear of debris. Our drive shaft is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our U-joints on either end are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and there's no sign of deterioration or bends or cracks. Our brake lines and fittings are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. They're not leaking. Our brake chambers, now these are spring brakes, and our brake chambers are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged on the chambers. We want to make sure, double check, that the nuts and bolts holding the clamps in place are not worn or missing, or loose or missing, that there are no dents, that the chamber is not leaking. On the front of the chamber is your push rod and slack adjuster. Your push rod and slack adjuster properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. With your brakes released, you can pull your push rod no more than 1 inch. Our spring hangers. Our spring hangers are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're properly mounted and secure, and they're not broken, no cracks, no dents. They're held secure to the frame. There we have no missing hardware. Here we have torque springs. Our torque springs are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our front spring hanger is here. The rear spring hanger is the lower airbag mount. Your lower airbag mount is the rear spring hanger. We have our upper mount and our lower mount. Properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, not missing any hardware. Our airbag itself is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. Our shock absorbers are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're securely mounted to the frame. There's no cracks. There's no illegal holes or welds. Our rubber bushing on the top and on the bottom are properly mounted and secure. They're not worn or missing. That the shock absorber itself is not leaking. Just behind the shocks we have our U-bolts, which are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're metal or held in place with locking nuts. Our U-bolts are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We have our inner and outer tire walls. Our inner and outer tire walls are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. They're not leaking. On our tread, we have properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We have no less than 2/32 of an inch of tread in any major groove. We have the same size and type across the axle. We can have recaps back here. We cannot have recaps on the steer tires. We can have recaps back here, but they're properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our rims are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal holes or welds. Our lug nuts are all present. They're properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We're looking for rust trails, metal shavings, distortion, discoloration, and shiny threads that would indicate cross-threaded threads. Our outer wheel seal is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The outer wheel seal is not leaking. Our bulkhead on the trailer is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no missing rivets, no holes, and no missing rivets. It will hold the load intact. If the load shifts, the bulkhead will hold it in place. Up on the top we have a clearance light on both sides. Your clearance lights are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Your clearance lights are amber in color. Come down to our air lines and pigtail. The air lines and pigtails are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The pigtail is held in, has a locking latch. Your air lines have a good rubber, good seal, and that they don't leak. You have red to red and blue to blue, and that they're all snug and secure. Our splash guard is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and it's secure. Okay, when we come down, the whole system down here is the fifth wheel. The top of the fifth wheel is the bottom of the trailer. The whole bottom of the trailer is the apron. The fifth wheel, the apron rides on top of the skid plate. We don't want any gap between the apron and the skid plate. The skid plate is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No warps, dents, no cracks. It needs to be secure. The skid plate is properly lubricated. It's mounted to the platform. The platform is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The platform is mounted to the fifth wheel plate. The fifth wheel plate is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. None of the mounting bolts are loose or missing. Now this is not a sliding fifth wheel, therefore we don't have the locking pins or any of that. But the mounting, the apron connects right to the base of the fifth wheel. Our mud flaps, we have a reflective triangle all the way around, properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our mud flaps are not rubbing against the tire and they're not dragging on the ground. They're at the proper level. If we look up the skirt, up the capture zone on our skid plate, we'll find that our locking jaw is wrapped around the shank of the kingpin. It is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and it's locking the kingpin into place. Even from this angle, we don't have any gap, any light between the apron and the skid plate. Our D.O.T. reflector is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's clean, proper color is red and clear. Our tail lights, left turn signal, brake light, four-way flashers, our right turn signal, four-way flasher, brake light, tail light are all properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our backup lights are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Proper color is clear. The tail light, the proper color is red. We have a light coming down onto the license plate. While we're under here, let's check our cross members, our frame and cross members on the trailer. The frame and cross members on the trailer are properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We're going to check every 4 to 6 feet to make sure we don't have any loose, any missing cross members, any holes in the floor of the trailer. We're going to check all the way to the back of the trailer. Our landing gear is properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Our sand feet are free of debris. Our crank handle is in the stowed or locked position. We're not missing any hardware. All properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. On the side of the trailer, we're looking for missing rivets. The side of the trailer has to be secure enough to keep the cargo contained and inside. Across the bottom we have D.O.T. reflective tape covering 80% of the side of the trailer. It's all clean. The proper color is red and white, or red and clear. It has several marker lights that down the side of the trailer. Proper color is all amber. Your left turn signal, four-way flasher, marker light. Properly color is amber, and it's clean, properly mounted and secure. We've checked our cross members, frame and cross members all the way back. That brings us down to our tandems. Our tandems, we want to make sure that our locking arm for the tandems is in the locked position, that the locking pins are in the locked position. We've got 4 pins up here in the back and 2 on the other side. We want to make sure they're all in the locked position. We have our front spring hangers, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. We want to make sure there's no broken welds or cracks holding it to the frame of the trailer. We have our torque rod and our torque bar on either side of coming onto the suspension. They're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're missing, or they're not missing any hardware. Your torque bar or your torque arm is round. Your torque bar on the passenger side is square. The way you remember that is because the driver can't go to the bar because it's on the passenger side. Okay, above your torque arm and bar is your leaf springs. Your leaf springs are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No leaf is out of alignment more than 1/4 of an inch, which would indicate a broken leaf. Our air lines and fittings are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Not leaking, abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. On our brake chamber, I want to make sure our brake chamber is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Check that it's connected properly, that your clamps or the nuts and bolts holding the clamps in place are not loose or missing, that there's no dents, and the chambers are not leaking. Coming out of the front of the chamber is your push rod and slack adjuster. Your push rod and slack adjuster are properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. We have our brake drum. Our brake drum is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. On the drum, we're looking for the 6 items on the drum. No contamination, no debris, no illegal holes or welds, no cracks more than half the width of the friction surface, and no dents. Our brake shoes are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No contamination or debris, not worn dangerously thin. We want to make sure our tires are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No less than 2 30-seconds. Looks like we're getting a little close here, but no less than 2 30-seconds in any major groove. There's no belts, no fibers, no chips or tears in the tire, and they're not leaking. Check our inner and outer tire walls, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks. In the valley, there's no contamination or debris. And we have the rims are snug up against each other. Our rims are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal holes or welds. Our lug nuts are all in place. As we look at the lug nuts, we're looking for rust trails, metal shavings, distortion, discoloration, or shiny threads. All would indicate a loose lug nut or a cross-threaded lug nut. Our valve stem is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It has a dust cover. Here is where we want to make sure that it's not bent or cracked or missing. This is where we're going to check the air pressure to make sure we're at the proper air pressure to the manufacturer's specifications. If we need to add air, we can add air through the dust cover. The dust cover protects the threads on the valve stem. The axle number 5, the same as we did axle number 4, because all the parts are identical. Our mud flap is properly mounted, secure. The proper distance from the ground, it's not dragging on the ground, and it's not dragging against the tires. It's properly mounted and secure. Back of the trailer, we have our ABS light, which is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Proper color is amber or yellow, depending on where you find it in the book. It's amber. This is a marker light. This marker light is red, indicating the back of the trailer. The fact that it's red and not amber is very helpful to keep track of where the end of your trailer is at when you're on the road. When we come to the back of the trailer, we're looking at up at the top, we're looking at our clearance lights, our 3 red clearance lights. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're clean. We have our 4 reflective tapes, which are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're clean, and they're intact. The doors, the hinges hold the weight of the door. All the hinges hold the weight of the door that's secure. They're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The rubber seal all the way around the door is properly mounted, secure. It's secure, and it keeps extra moisture and air out of the trailer. Our latches, door latches and locks are all properly mounted, secure. They secure the doors to keep everything secure inside. We have our D.O.T. reflective tape on the bottom of the door, 100% of the door, 100% of your D.O.T. bumper. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and it's clean, and it's all intact. On the lights, we need to cover each of the light individually. They're all tail lights. We have tail light, left turn signal, 4-way flasher. We have tail light, brake light. We have tail light, brake light, tail light, right turn signal, 4-way flasher. On the side of the trailer here, under the trailer, we have our tail light, or our marker light, right turn signal, 4-way flasher. At this point, I will ask the instructor to help me check all the lights while I jump in the cab and check the lights. I'm going to ask him to check the lights to make sure everything's working properly. He's going to ask what lights we're checking. I'm going to tell him we need our marker lights, or our clearance lights, our tail lights, our left and right turn signals, our 4-way flashers, and our brake lights. On the back of the tractor, We need our tail lights, four-way right and left turn signals, four-way flashers, and brake lights. When we get to the front of the truck, we're going to look at the left and right turn signals, our clearance lights, our four-way flashers, and our high and low beams. We've already found that they're all properly mounted and secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and they're all the proper color. We're just making sure everything works. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it helps in your preparation for getting your CDL. We need more good truck drivers out there, and I hope this helps in your attempt in your getting the ability to get that CDL. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a good day.